Welcome back. Nosiviwe Mapisa Nqakula, Speaker of the South African Parliament, has incriminated her country's defiance on the International Criminal Court of the arrest of former Sudanese President Al-Bashir at the time. Nqakula said South Africa avoided a massacre of South African soldiers in Sudan when it refused to arrest Al-Bashir back in 2015. She said on that day, Sudanese soldiers encircled South African soldiers at their base in Sudan, which could have caused the massacre of South African soldiers in that country. Nqakula was then the Minister of Defense when the incident happened. She made the confession for the first time on Wednesday. Meanwhile, South Africa is faced with the same situation when it hosts the BRICS meeting in August, as a warrant of arrest against Russian President Vladimir Putin has been issued. Picky Griff, leader of South Africa National Defense Union, joins me from George in South Africa for more on this. Thank you for your time, Picky.
Thank you for having me on the show.
All right, so let's get straight to it. It's been 8 years since the incident, of course, happened. What do you make of this revelation from the Speaker?
I think first thing to remember is that when it happened 8 years ago, and it was put to the South African state that it had aided and abetted the escape of ex-President Al-Bashir, they simply refuted and denied it, only to come now 8 years later and admit that they aided and abetted the escape of Al-Bashir, and now they're simply giving a reason which they until now have not revealed to the South African public.
All right, now with this revelation, can we say the Speaker is admitting to crime committed by the government then? If so, what are the crimes?
Well, definitely it indicates that a crime was committed because at the time when ex-President Al-Bashir left South Africa, there was already for 20 hours a court order in place from the Pretoria High Court which prohibited his leaving the country, or at least mandated the government or obliged it to not let him leave the country. The Defence Force and the authorities were aware of this. Nevertheless, and despite this court order, they escorted him to his aeroplane and saw to it that he left the country. So that would be contempt of court. That's criminal count one. And the second criminal count would be that in doing so, they of course aided and abetted in avoiding an arrest warrant, which of course is an obstruction of justice under South African law. And whoever participated in these decisions and actions, whether they be cabinet ministers, former presidents, top state officials, they would all be fellow transgressors of these two criminal charges.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Picky.